Yeah, no doubt.
But it does feel better than it does out there.
Yes.
You had 2 trips in the cooling trailer today. You getting soft on us, or?
I'm trying to encourage the guys to utilize the resources. So if I go in there first, then they'll all follow, and they'll maybe it was really.
So you're being a leader.
Yeah, that's right, leadership, passing out
By
towels.
example.
The more you can do, that's the motto in the NFL. So.
Was that a planned break or just kind of evaluating the temperature at the time?
No, we had 2 really good opportunities for the guys to get into the cooling trailer, the cooling fans and the bench, the equipment shed. Gave us a little bit of shade on the side too. So I just felt like, let's maximize the time we're out there. So and selling the guys on, if we get these refueling periods in between the practice, the next couple of periods we can just go for it and put the pedal back to the metal. So that was kind of the challenge to the guys. They were up for it, and we were able to finish with the short move the ball right there in a great environment when all the guys are really hot, and the ability to be able to focus under those conditions is critical.
You talked about this being a physical team.
Yeah.
Do you want that tone to be set, not just today, but especially as the pads come on Monday?
Absolutely. That's the way football should be played. There's really only one way to do it. And I think that's what everybody loves about the sport, is the violent nature of it. And that's a part of it, and then it also tells us a lot about our players. There's another level, we call the pads the great equalizer, where a guy may not have an advantage, when we're playing in shorts, but all of a sudden, it gets dirty in there and it gets a little bit noisy in the trenches or even on the perimeter, with receivers and DBs, and sometimes guys just elevate. Sometimes guys take a step down, and so I think that gives us a lot more information about where we're headed as a team.
Dave, Hunter has made play after play after play so far this training camp.
He looks great.
Can you expound on how he looks great?
It's just the Hunter Renfro I remember. So he looks healthy. And I think, everyone who's watched football over the last, 4 or 5 years remembers what he looks like, and he's really playing at top form right now. I'm really excited to have him here and to have his family, which is, right down the road here after this practice, to be able to just connect with him. And it's a great story, that's unfolding right in front of our eyes. So it's really exciting to see him playing out there.
Did you pull everybody together before that last period?
Yeah.
Was that just a reset talk or a pep talk?
Well, we had one red zone period on the far end of the field where defense pretty much dominated the period. Offense got a touchdown at the end. Then we go to the next period, and offense scored, I think, 3 or 4 touchdowns in that one, and it was like 15-3 the way we kind of rank it. And so it was a pretty bad blowout on that end, pretty bad blowout on this end. And so I just regrouped them and said, these things are going to happen. It could be us on the top end of it, and we're playing great. We have to refocus and just maintain and just go back to the next play. It could be flipped where you have a couple of series, a quarter, sometimes a half of football. Guys, we got to regroup. And emotions don't get it done. And so I was trying to explain to the guys that there's going to be heated and passionate conversations that happen in a game. But the only thing that's going to get us refocused is for us to be grounded, to go back to the basics and figure out and find solutions. Lots of yelling, lots of emotions and all that doesn't fix anything. But sincere conversations, eye-to-eye contact and connection, that's how we refocus as a team and take those steps. So I was just calling the guys up to say, okay, we have a move the ball period. Can we handle going back out there, and can we just do our job full effort and get back to that focus in this environment? At the end of practice when we're tired, this is when we find an edge. This is when we make it a game that is an advantage for us by the way we work in practice, by the way we push ourselves. We're comfortable being in these situations.
Dave, Derek was talking to us earlier today just about the open line of communication he's had with the team since his surgery and getting back and working his way back. What have you seen from him early on so far? And how cautious do you guys plan on being with him throughout the rest of the practices in preseason?
We're going to just kind of ramp him up each day and just kind of give him a little bit more, dose him a little bit higher. He's got to be ready to play week 1, so we'll continue to grow the capacity in practices as we go. But right off the bat, he comes back in. He's a leader, He has high expectations, particularly for the defense, and challenging the guys to play together. A style of football that I really just hope comes alive with him at the front, just leading the effort. He's a great effort player, chase player from inside the trenches. We call him stack monsters, and he really exemplifies the spirit of what we want this defense to look like. So to have him back out there was unbelievable today.
Coach, looking at the fringe players, Martin Scott, what is he showing you so far? Is there a path for him beyond a practice squad possibly?
Could be. There's a path for him to the roster, and it's going to be through special teams. He's a rocket out there. The quicker that he learns our concepts on our coverage teams, our return teams, certainly as a linebacker, but the ticket for Bam's going to be special teams. If he can show us that he can run down there, play within scheme, and come up with the tackle or create some havoc, then he's going to have a chance to make this team just like a bunch of other guys. So I'm excited that he's here. Getting him after the draft was really a gift. Just the athletic profile, the violent way he plays. I'm really excited that he's here.
As far as the offense goes, now adding Rico, how does having another back that's capable of putting up big yards really diversify the offense and make you more dangerous than ever?
Well, it's just about consistency, right? It's about when Chuba needs to come out that we just continue on the same path. We can call the same plays. I think Rico is really special out of the backfield as well, as a receiver and an amazing pass protector. So he really brings a lot to what we can do, So I'm really glad we got Rico here. It allows us to have that consistency we're looking for.
Coach, what have you seen so far from Mitchell Evans in that tight end unit?
Just really steady. Mitch is smart. He cares about it. He's trying his butt off right now in the blocking game, and he's winning some, he's losing some. That comes with it. That's all technique stuff that he can learn. But I love having him here. He's got a great demeanor. He stays pretty controlled. He stays pretty even. Big smile on his face. Loves football. And we're challenging him in special teams as well. What can you do for us out here, and how can you help the team in a bunch of different ways, not just as a tight end. So he's doing a great job.
JC was saying the other day, it feels like, this is actually a program now versus training.
Yeah.
Just from your point of view, what's the difference between having a team and building a program?
I think it's just time together and finding best processes in every area of our building and making sure that we all have the same message, the same philosophy, the same mentality. We're developmentally minded. We are all about these players. Everybody in this building is here to serve them, and I hope that's what JC's talking about in terms of just the care, the resources from a coaching standpoint all across the weight room and nutrition and the cafeteria, wherever it is that these guys are being affected by, that the culture is care, the culture is love and respect. And of course, for JC and for the players, that our schemes are second to none, that we're going to be really good at our core concepts and we're going to push the envelope and see what's out there. So, I think the continuity is really important for JC. I think he would also say that just the way that the locker room, the way that those guys are coming together to have a style of play, it's showing up every day in practice, just the effort, and the conversations, all ball, and hopefully that's what he's talking about. I know I put a lot of words into his mouth right there, but that's what I feel, at least, and I hope that he's proud of what we're doing and what we're building here.
Dave,
All right,
you've
thank
talked
you,
a lot
Coach.
about
Darren,
the
I got.
All right, thank you.